Just telling you this much. Yesterday, Marty's statement pretty much tells the story of it all. As he said in the statement, Cam worked very hard in working towards, getting better. And, he went up, saw Dr. Anderson, and he's progressing. We feel right now probably the best thing was to put him on IR and move forward. And that's where we are with the guys. I really do appreciate everything Cam does. I appreciate the fact that he's still here. He still wants to be around and be part of it. And he's done a great job doing that. So with that, I'd like to start talking about playing the Packers.
Ron, what have you seen from this Packers defense? How do you expect them to respond coming off of that loss last week?
Well, they should. They obviously, having gone through it a week ago ourselves, I can't speak for their personalities and who they are, but I can tell you, my expectation for them to come out and play the way they have played all year. Last week was a tough week, and it happens. It happens to everybody, and it's just kind of the nature of the game.
You always talk about gap control. With Aaron Rodgers, his ability to improvise, how important is it to not try to do everything yourself?
Very much so. Well, the thing that we have to do is our rush lanes have got to be clear, and they got to be very clean. One thing he does is as soon as you give him an escape route, he takes it. And he's not looking to run the ball as much as he's looking for a guy downfield. I saw a stat which shows as far as throws under duress or, when he's moving in the pocket, I think he leads the league and throws over 40 yards or something like that during those situations. So, not only do we have to be good in our gaps as far as our pass rush lanes, but we've got to be disciplined and, anticipate somebody, turning a scramble into a 50, 60-yard throw. So we've just got to be disciplined.
Ron, Trey Boston, I think, also sort of talked a little bit about having a short-term memory, too, saying, look, he's going to make plays. You just have to move on.
Yeah, you do. And that's, kind of the philosophy we took a week ago was we had to move on from a game. I thought our guys went out and responded very well. Now you play a game like this, especially against a guy like Aaron, who's a very competitive guy, and it's going to happen. So, just can't let it happen a lot.
Hey, Ron, understanding that the statement released by Marty yesterday did cover a lot of bases, but just wanted to clarify with you, was this something that was in Cam's court, or was this something that you guys had to collectively have this discussion? Was it more of a team decision, or did you guys all get together and really hash this out and make this decision?
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is this was a collective thing that was talked about and hashed out and was decided upon mutually.
Ron, as far as Greg Little's concerned, how encouraging is it to see him back out there?
It's very encouraging. It really is. And again, we're just following the protocol. The biggest thing was as a young man had one during training camp, had one during the regular season, and so, we've done everything we're supposed to do, and we just want to make sure we're following, the protocol the way it's spelled out.
Ron, one more thing, the clarification. With Cam, it's 8 weeks, obviously injured reserve. Do you feel like there is any chance?
Just so everyone understands, that question will not be addressed until it's time to address, okay? So at the end of the day, he's on IR, all right? Kyle Allen's our quarterback. Thank you.
Coach, what kind of memories do you have from your playing days up in Green Bay, playing in the snow, playing in the cold?
We were fortunate. We never really had to play in the cold, which was great. It really is. And it's funny that way because we always wondered why we played them in September, October as opposed to, December. And then we turned around and we did the same thing with Tampa Bay. We always seemed to play them at the end of the year, and they never made us play them early, which was kind of, which is to our benefit, as a player. I always thought that was kind of funny that they tried to take advantage of the cold. But, thank goodness they did.
But it is going to be cold this weekend. How do you it's 66 degrees outside. How do you prepare the guys for that when it's something that they're not really used to?
You don't. I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to understand, hey, they got to play in it too. Everybody goes, well, they're up there. Yeah, but they're practicing indoors. Let's be honest about that. So at the end of the day, you just got to go out there and you've got to focus in on what you have to do. You can't let this be a distraction, which it is. The weather's a distraction. Both teams have to play in the bad weather. The things that we have to do is we just got to focus on what we're doing, pay attention to the game as opposed to the elements around the game.
How's it been having Mario back in the group?
It's been good. It really has. I think that his teammates have rallied around him, and he's been great. He really is. It's good to have him around, and like I said, I really appreciate the way our players handled it. We appreciate the way the players rallied around Shaq, and now they're rallying around Mario.
What was the reason for bringing Wes back, and how nice to have a plug-and-play guy who knows?
Well, the biggest thing, Joe, is we get a little concerned with Vern with tweaking his back the way he did. We're expecting to get Vern out there tomorrow, but we just want to make sure. And Gerald's a veteran guy, a little knee soreness on Wednesdays, and so we just want to do something like that. and we want an insurance policy. And with with Wes, he's a guy that knows our system, been in our system. It's a little bit different, some tweaks to it, but he's played all those positions and he's done a great job for us. So to have a guy that is plug and play, like you say, that's a huge plus for us.
It looked like he kept himself in pretty decent.
He did. He did. He was. I believe he was out in L.A. working out and just waiting for the phone to ring, and it was inevitable. It was, in my opinion, just because he's a good football player.
Mario, does that, with having somebody like Tish around, does that strengthen
Well,
that
I mean,
decision?
again, I'm like I can't speak directly into why she's here, other than the fact that that's why she is here. I mean, she's here to help our players. What she does with the players, what the players do with her, in terms of their conversations, that I have no idea as far as that stuff's concerned, because that's between patient and doctor privilege. So, but she is here to help for these types of situations, sets of circumstances. A year ago she helped us with a tough situation when we had that accident in front of the stadium. We had a couple players witness that. She's been good already with a lot of things that have gone on this year.
Ron, in addition to the move to bring West back, bring in Dante Moncrief, what was it about him that was enticing to you?
Well, his size and his speed, he's got that. He's 6'2" and he's a 4.35 guy. The other thing too is that Jim Hostler had coached him in Indianapolis, so when Marty brought the name to him, it was a real positive. And so again, we had a couple we have a couple spots actually, and so that was the idea behind that.
What do you envision his role being going forward?
Well, as he picks up our system and things that we do, we'll see. Again, he's a guy that can fit into what we do because he's played in an offense that's similar to this, and has had some success in it as well.
A couple of guys talked about the outdoor game in Minnesota a few years ago. What do you, in terms of the weather and it being cold, what do you remember about that game? And did you learn anything about how to prepare guys to play in that type of?
Well, I mean, cold is cold. I mean, that's just the way it is. The biggest thing is not to make it a factor, and again, it's about a mindset, about going out there and playing in it. Both teams are going to be playing in it. So at the end of the day, there's, to me, it's about how you execute and how you play, not whether you're cold or not. The little saying is you got to learn to be comfortable when you're uncomfortable.
Coach, Christian McCaffrey I think he had last Wednesday off too. Is this kind of, I hate to say the new
Yeah, it's the new normal. I was waiting for you to ask. It was inevitable. You asked last year. I knew you were going to ask again. But yes, this is some of the things that we have to be smart about. I mean, again, if a guy's going to play that much and contribute that much, we have to be willing to do those things with them. The nice thing about it is we got some young backs that need reps, and so these guys take all the reps on Wednesday. They do a nice job in terms of their development and their training, so it's a good opportunity for them to get reps.
Ron, you talked a lot all year about Kyle Allen. Do you think now this sort of clarity will benefit him at all? And is there anything you'd like to see him maybe take on more of a leadership role now moving forward?
He's already done that as far as taking a leadership role, and I think he does a nice job. And yeah, I do think, Joe, that clarity will help him. It's one of those things that now you don't have to worry that, if I don't play well back to back, something's going to happen immediately. No, this is a situation, these are our circumstances, and we're going with them.
Hey, Ron, how have you guys adjusted during practices when when Taylor was on the roster as well? You were able to kind of split guys off in different groups. Who's kind of that arm in those situations?
Yeah, but the biggest thing right now is that Will's taking all the show team reps, and it's great because North's coaching up constantly, as Scotty is too. So not only are our guys getting reps with what we do, but Will's getting the extra reps with what we do on defense. And that's important, and it's a good opportunity for him to do things. One of the things I stressed him is, hey, just because you're doing the show team cards, you've still got to read and go through your process as a quarterback.
I find it kind of interesting. It seems like a really good dynamic within that quarterback's room, and it almost seems like the younger guys have like this protectiveness over Cam and everything that he's gone through.
Well, what's interesting is the relationship they have. I mean, remember when we drafted Will, one of the first guys to come out to welcome him was Cam, and and the one guy that's been there for as he likes to call him, Dovey. Cam has always been there, and he's always been supportive. And I think I saw Kyle's tweet about he appreciates everything about Cam, and that that he's really grateful for having him around. So I just think everybody understand that the feelings that those guys have in those rooms are for teammates, and that's probably one of the things that it's tough to explain, but there's a bond on a team. That's a good thing.
Will you roll with two quarterbacks, or are you going to add another?
We'll have to take a look at that. But right now we are, we have the two quarterbacks. We have some injury situations right now that we're dealing with as well, and so we'll see if who's out there and who's available.
How this could provide some clarity for Kyle, not having to worry about whatever. But he's sort of remained unfazed throughout this whole process, hasn't he? As far as just, this is my team for as long as it's my team, and going forward, right?
I mean, again, just as we go and we take it week by week because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. That's why I think it's really best that at the end of the day we'll address things when we have to.
Ron, you mentioned some of the injuries. James Bradbury, how's he bouncing back from?
James done well. I thought you guys saw him out there doing, going through his rehab stuff and just, keeping himself in condition and keeping, his mind in it. He was out there during walkthrough, taking the walkthrough reps. So, I think he'll be out there tomorrow. I expect him to most certainly practice this week at some point, and I do think tomorrow he may get some reps. Okay, thank you guys.
It was out of my mouth before I realized that it was.
That's right. Waiting for your question. You woke up.